This
Uh,
conference will now be recorded.
Let me just may I know the name, please? Both Praveen, Shrihari.
Yes, Deep. Yes, Deepak.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Praveen. Just to understand, give me 1 second to understand your 1 minute. Sorry, to understand your what exactly you are doing, both you and Srihari, so that it will be easy for me to take you through this.
Sure, Deepak. So basically, I am a SD consultant and working in one of the corporate organization and
Mhm.
having more than 11 years of experience.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
What about Srihari?
Yeah, I'm also SD consultant having more than 11 years of experience in SAP SD.
Okay, good. Okay, let me take you through uh, the slide about the system, and then please let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, we are seeing it.
Okay. So I'll in this demo I will explain you about C4C, what exactly C4C is all about. I will give you the objective of this C4C. What is the basic objective of this? Benefits of C4C. What is the benefits? Uh, what is the implementation approach? How the organization structure looks like? What is campaign management, master data, transaction processing? I'll take you to business process walkthrough, and I'll take you to the system walkthrough as well. And some dashboards I will show you in the system.
Dilip, can you
Now,
just
yeah,
introduce yourself?
sorry, okay. My name is Deepak, and I am a CRM and C4C architect. Currently, I'm a principal architect and delivery lead in my current organization, and I have around 16 plus of experience, entire into SD when I started my career through SD, and then I moved to CRM and then to cloud. So C4C, I have around 8 9 years of experience. Inception of C4C, I was working there from 2013. So and now I'm an entire CX handling entire CX portfolio in my current organization, leading the CX practice, where I not only look to the C4C, I also look to the CPQ, FSM, and other multiple modules, including e-commerce and other things. So C4C is my core area where I have worked most in my journey. So both the sales and service cloud and marketing cloud as well. So this is what the entire description of myself. So anything else, Praveen, Srihari, anything else you want to know?
No, thanks, Deepak.
Okay.
Thanks for your intro. So before going through the objectives and the curriculum, we just want to understand, like today's world, we are talking about the C4C and obviously the C4E or the hybrids, right? So if we can start with the differentiation between these two, and
Okay.
obviously this is
Ha
a
ha.
C4C session, but yeah,
I'll
yeah,
go.
if you
I'll
can
go
give the
to.
overview idea, yeah.
Sure, sure. See, normally what happens when C4C introduced in the market, okay, in the year 2013. Prior to that, 2012, it was SAP has launched one product. You might have heard about that, business by design. Have you heard about that earlier? If not, I'll tell you the history. SAP has launched business by design, which was a cloud product, which when they launched in the year 2012 was not highly appreciated in the market. Okay. SAP did hardly 1 to 2 implementation and they has to forgive that application. Later on, SAP has started its own cloud application, which was known as a CRM on demand. Now, CRM on demand solution they launched, and it was also good. That is launched in the year 2013, and later on, SAP has purchased immediately another application which was known as Hybris. So Hybris was a third-party organization which SAP has procured in the year 2013. Now, what was happening when this Hybris launched? So it was known as SAP Hybris C4C. So SAP Hybris C4C having both sales area, was having a marketing piece, was having a service piece in one particular system. And the licenses was also similar, one licenses for all the three applications. Now, as this was launched in the market and it was highly appreciated and accepted by the customers, there were a lot of implementation done on basis of Hybris. Then what SAP did, SAP was having a C4C or Hybris 2 background. One, it was having a backend system which was called as a Microsoft Silverlight. So Microsoft Silverlight was an administrator tool, and the front end was also Microsoft Silverlight in the year 2013. So Microsoft Silverlight is an UI, okay, where you need to do an configuration. Also, business user need to do an system driving through Microsoft Silverlight. Now, when this hybrid came into picture and then SAP procured that, then what has happened? Microsoft Silverlight was used as a backend, and HTML5 was then another UI was used as a front end for the end user. And Silverlight was used as a backend for a developer or an administrator. Now, from year 2015, SAP, when procured Hybris, they renamed it as an Hybris Cloud for Customer Sales and Hybris Cloud for Customer Service. And Microsoft Silverlight was also active at that time. From the year 2017, SAP has removed Microsoft Silverlight from a backend. HTML5 view was used as a backend, as well as HTML5 was used as a front-end UI. That is in the year 2017. Coming to the year 2019, HTML5 was abolished or abandoned by SAP, and then Fiori came into picture. So now whatever screen I will show you in the C4C, it is an SAP Fiori client. So remember, whenever somebody asks, you can say now currently the UI of C4C is a Fiori. Clear? Now, as it is a cloud application, every cloud application has an URL as a URL based application. It will have an URL. So whenever you launch an application or any cloud-based application, you will always have an URL, and you can launch this URL with any browser, any application. So always this will have your mobile application also, which you can launch or download through a Play Store or Apple Store, and also you can launch it through any browser. And from any part of the world, you can access this without going through a VPN or any other activity. This is another advantage of an cloud-based application or C4C. Now, C4C also have a unique 6-digit unique identification number, which talks about client identity. So this is specific to client. So whichever number you will see here, it will be specific to that particular client. So SAP has two type of tenant, C4C, test tenant and production tenant. Now, what has happened from the year 2019, SAP has again renamed this C4C as an SAP Sales Cloud, SAP Service Cloud, SAP Marketing Cloud, and then other SAP products. They renamed it. Why the rename has been done? To bifurcate the licenses. Now, when you procure a Sales Cloud license, when you need to do a service activity, you also need to procure a Service Cloud license as well. Clear? Any questions, Praveen, Shehari?
So,
In the history, do you
it
want to know
means,
anything else? Yeah.
so we need, you mean to say, we need to buy this separate licenses for Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, and Marketing Cloud if the organization want to utilize, or?
Correct. Correct. For example, if an organization procuring a C4C Sales Cloud, they need to go with a Sales Cloud license. If they want both Sales and Service Cloud, they can go with a Sales and Service Cloud license. But the feature also, prior to from the year 2013 to 2021 or 22 currently, the feature has lot more increased, lot of facilities, lot of additional add-ins has been given, lot of machine learning activity and AI enabled facilities and pictures are there. I will show you in the system. You will understand how the AI enabled activities are added. So these will give you the user accessibility and user interface which people will or end user will enjoy working upon. They will get a lot more feature from the earlier version. So that is also one more activity which you will find, and licenses are also bifurcated on basis of that. So Sales Cloud also has another two licenses. Are you having a standard one or intelligence sales or standard sales? Similar in case of services as well. Clear? Now I'll go to the next part. Yeah. Sorry.
And this is something different from the uh, today we are talking about the hybrids, right? This functionality is totally different from the hybrids, right?
Hybris, see,
Um,
Hybris was earlier nomenclature when SAP procured Hybris. From 2019, they have removed the name as a Hybris. Still, people continue to talk about Hybris, but the Hybris name has been removed. Now it is called as an SAP Sales Cloud or Service Cloud.
so we also listen about the C4E and C4C. These are the two different nomenclatures, or these are the same one? Deepak?
C4E. C4E is customer for engagement. I mean to say, there is no such C4E. There is C4C. See, I will tell you one more context. You might have heard about the name SAP CX, right? Somewhere you will read, you will find SAP CX. Somewhere also you will read SAP C4 HANA, correct? And you will also have an understanding like what is CX, what is C4 HANA. People have the good confusion. I'll tell you, you have heard about S4 HANA, right? S4 HANA has both version. One is on-premise and another is cloud version. Now, what is happening in C4C? It is called as the C4 HANA. Why? Because C4C has multiple modules embedded in it. C4 HANA is having a multiple module enabled in it. How it is similar to S4 HANA? S4 HANA has SD, MM, FICO, PP, PM, lot many modules. Similarly, C4 HANA is a customer-centric module and has lot other modules apart from the C4C Sales Cloud. It has C4C Sales Cloud, it has C4C Service Cloud, it has Marketing Cloud, it has CDP, it has CDC, it has MRCs, it is having an e-commerce, it is having Qualtrics, it is having field service management, it is having configure price quote, and it is having SSC, that is SAP Analytic Cloud. So around 10 applications are there under C4 HANA. So its combined package is called as the C4 HANA. Now, usability of C4 HANA with a customer when they experience this functionality by taking multiple licenses of multiple applications, how they feel, how the usability accepted their features, accepted their business, how they have got more features in those applications which they are using in the current organizations, those experience are termed as a customer experience. So when this has been sold to the customer, how they feel in terms of their accessibility, they provide a survey which they answer the survey and express their gratitude or grievances through this survey management, and also those experience are called as a customer experience. Hope this clarified you about C4 HANA and others.
Yes, and just we were talking about the CPQ. So CPQ, it will be a separate part, or how it is become, or it is a
All
C4C
are
only?
different modules. All are different modules. Like if I'm going for an MM, I cannot go for an SD. Right? It's a separate module. So CPQ is a separate module. Field service management is a separate module. You have e-commerce as a separate module. It is complete entire module.
And how deep
Okay.
are we going to get into the integrations with the backends?
See, integration, what is happening? For integration, there is a middleware within the system. Okay, that is a middleware is used as a CPI. You might have heard about CPI, that is Cloud Platform Integrator. Earlier, it was known as SCI. So this middleware is used to integrate either of the system, C4C system, with any application. I'm not specific to S4HANA or ECC or SDMM. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about whenever C4C is integrated with CPI, and through CPI it can be integrated with any application, any third-party application. Either maybe an SAP product or non-SAP product. And that too, it's a different engagement altogether. I will explain you when there is an integration piece where you will need to have an understanding that what exactly we need to do within C4C for that integration.
So we'll go through the deployment of artifacts and stuff.
Artifacts and all are there in CPI. In C4C, you need to have a communication arrangement creation. And that too is linked with a CPI artifact, which will be sent through a services to the CPI consultant. And CPI enables that services of communication arrangement in their artifact. So communication arrangement is similar to the artifact what is there in the CPI. Clear?
So we'll get our development perspective as well, right?
Yeah, excuse me. I couldn't get you.
Like approval processes and stuff.
See, I don't have CPI part, so I'm not taking care of CPI. I'm taking within C4C whatever integration activities you need to do to integrate either of the system. That will be covered here. So there are a lot of other activities need to be done within C4C for integrating.
Right.
So that will get covered. Yeah.
Yep.
So Deepak, you mean to say for this CPQ and the pricing related, that is a separate module that has been integrated with the C4C, right?
See, not necessarily it is integrated. Now, understand CPQ is an application where you need to having a complex quotation and pricing mechanism maintained there. Now, it is not necessary that every client will procure CPQ and have an integration with C4C. C4C is separate altogether, a different module. For example, if the client purchases C4C module, have a sales implementation, and they also want to procure SAP CPQ, which is a separate license. And as if they procure this, they want an integration of C4C with CPQ. This integration is a standard integration within C4C. So that integration is known, that you have to create a communication arrangement, and that is integration is very direct. But not necessary. Client don't want to procure C4C, they only want a CPQ. So they can only procure CPQ, and that can be integrated with SAP if there is a backend called S4HANA or ECC. CPQ can also be integrated with S4HANA and ECC, which is not standard. Through a CPI or some other CPS tool, which is another integration tool, can be added, and that can be taken care within that system. So C4C is independent of other applications. But if yes, other applications want to get integrated with C4C, that can also be done.
Thanks, Deepak. Thank you.
Will we also be going through the ticket creation from SMS and email? I guess that's also quite a good part of C4C now.
Yeah. So yes, through email you can have a ticket creation, which will be a real time. Through SMS also you are having a ticket creation within the system. But for that you need to build a SMS service provider ID, and you need to have a service provider licenses as well. Service provider in the sense, if you're using
piece of config as well, right, Deepak?
that configuration will be there. I don't have an ID. I cannot send an SMS, but yes, configuration what to be done, that will be explained.
All right.
Okay. So just want to complete this slide. See, my motto is now not to drag you to the entire PPT and give a traditional way. I just want to have an interactive session. Whatever your views would be or questions, you can ask me. I will explain you that.
So like in the SAP, we are having the technical and the functional. So obviously in the C4C, we are having the separate technical and the functional sessions. So right is
Very true. We also have a technical and functional. Technical for C4C technical, we use another application and do the coding over there. That application is called as a Cloud Application Studio. Okay, which is an SDK tool, or we call it as an SDK, that is software development kit. So that SDK will have that URL launched and that user ID and password through an access which has been given, and they can do the coding. Now, what is the language they use? It is currently used as an ABSL, ABAP scripting language. But from the year 22, most probably August or December, it is going to change with some other code tool. Assumption. It is an assumption.
okay.
Okay.
So do we require some kind of understanding of that as well? I mean,
See, it
before
is
going.
another technical activity. If you are more interested to learn also SDK, you can definitely learn SDK. Otherwise, it is not necessary, because I completely don't know any coding part. And I'm 16 plus years in the organization, working, and I leading the practice also now. But yes, if the learning would be there, I think it will help you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Now, as it is a cloud application, there is an upgrade every quarter in a year. Like, if you go for an on-premise upgrade, it takes 1 year, 2 years, or whatever it may be, the tenure. But as it is a cloud application and the server is with SAP, which SAP maintains the server at their location in the data center, the upgrade happens every quarter in a year. So in the month of Feb, May, August, and November, this is the fixed quarter where the upgrade happens. And whenever the upgrade happens, They will have a lot of new features added, a lot of bug fixes, hot fixes is done. Plus, every upgrade will give you a new version. Automatically, your version will get changed. And how the version get changed? Remember, if there is an this is the year 22, so 22 in the month of Feb, if there is an upgrade, then last 2 digits of the year and 2 digits of a month, that is 2202 will be an upgrade version. Now in May, currently the upgrade has happened in this May. Now this version, current version will be 2205, followed by 2208 and 2211. This is how the version gets upgraded and named. And after, before, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. During this one, no, upgrade, no, is there any functionality to be added, or and why the upgradation is going on?
That
I
only
know,
I
I
told,
know,
right?
I know. This is the, yeah.
SAP will add more features, very new features, and if there is some bug in like last upgrade, there was one feature added which was having a bug. That bug fixes will be done in the next upgrade. Some hot
Okay.
fixes will be done within the upgrade. So this is how the
During this upgrade, no, let us take the example in the February or March or April, you did some configuration, okay, in the as a, in I mean the functional level, and that the textings are going on. I mean that user has, I mean the client is not yet accepted your I mean whatever the configuration you did. Okay, I'm talking about more functional front end. I'm a functional guy. Okay, and during that upgrade, no, there will be any cutoff date will be there, and those changes whenever your upgradation is going on, no, and once you upgrade that, the how what the changes will not move to the production. I mean those are all in the quality or development. Okay, the how it will be. I mean it will go
good.
and
I
vice
was
versa,
coming
no,
to that.
it is a first
I'll
it
come.
will go
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I'll come to that part. Now, what is happening when there is an upgrade? Okay, SAP gives 2 weeks time. Okay, before 2 weeks, SAP will launch a feature. Okay, and send to the uh, client that these are the feature we are going to upgrade. Okay, now what client will see? Client will look at the feature, and I don't think so there won't be any dependency. Now what is happening when there is an upgrade happens? First, SAP will upgrade the test tenant. So this URL is called as a tenant. This URL, which we call it is a server in on-premise, this is called as a tenant in C4C or cloud nomenclature. So this tenant, first test tenant will get upgraded. SAP will tell client that you can test your functionality within the system. If there is any impact or anything happens, please raise an incident. We will remove that upgrade activity. Or if it is not impacting, if you're not raising an incident, we will assume that this is all going good, and then we will move it to the production. So after test tenant, after 15 days, SAP do the production upgrade activity. Now you will have a question, why we cannot control that, why SAP is going to do that. Now what is happening, there are two type of tenant. One is public tenant, another is private tenant. Now in public tenant, it is a cloud tenant where all the URL of different organizations will be there in one server. So when the upgrade happens, it happens on the server level. So that you will see, you will understand here. Just here. So all these cloud applications, all these applications will be there in within a server. So whenever upgrade happens, now it will happen within the server, so that automatically all the application will be upgraded. In case of public tenant. In case of private tenant, SAP, if upgrade the test tenant, client can tell SAP If there is any feature impact or they don't want an upgrade at that point of time, SAP will not upgrade the private tenant unless and until client accept or a request to upgrade. Now, what is the difference between two? Test tenant is a shared tenant within one server. So the costing, pricing, and the space given to them is cheaper, much more cheaper than the private tenant. Clear? Still there is a question?
No.
Clear, right?
Yes, it's clear. Yeah.
Now I'll tell you some features. I don't want to go much here. Regarding the security part, SAP maintain all the security of SAP cloud applications. Any cloud application, not only C4C, any cloud application. So any maintenance or anything is all SAP's responsibility. And SAP has maintained this cloud with a very secured application. So SAP application is very secure. Now, and another important is seamless integration with S4 HANA, ERP, CRM, and any third-party cloud application. Now, you can also have a communication using web, mobile, supporting mobile, Android, Windows device, both online and offline. So it is another important feature. C4C can be run both online and offline. Offline means and not entire C4C application. There are some area, some objects where you can run through an offline mode. It also supports 30 countries and 30 languages. C4C. Now, what is the implementation we do when we do the cloud application? You might have know about that implementation methodology, which we call it as an activate methodology. That is, in activate methodology is similar to an agile methodology, but not agile. So here we do a prepare phase, explore, realize, and deploy. These are the 4 phases where your entire implementation has been categorized. So I will explain this in the regular class. You see, these are the overall sales cloud diagram. What are the applications I was talking about, right? What is the within the sales cloud? What are the activities available? And then what are the third-party application can be integrated? Marketing, commerce, CPQ, commission, S4HANA, analytics, it has mobile application. Everything can be contained within the sales. There are some system requirements when you have an upgrade. It is not necessary for we people, and also to the client. Whenever we go and propose to the client, or client has an requirement of a C4C system, so they can have these many activities to be performed within their system or their premise. So they need to have a processor, Intel Core. They may have 6 GB at least. RAM, internet speed should be this much. This is what the display screen would be. So these are the activities need to perform if it is a desktop, laptop, tablets, mobile device, or any upgrade. These are some activities which we segmented for different activities. For marketing, we have these many pieces within C4C. Call center have these many pieces. Okay, these are some small stuff we added to segregate different functionality. Executive pre-sales, we have these activities. After sales, having this executive and then broken part. So SAP has a campaign functionality. You might be knowing a campaign, so it can be done in C4C with launch and automate the campaign as well. So you can automate the campaign within C4C. So that every month, for example, there is a campaign need to run. You can automate it every month at the same time, same date. The job is scheduled. Automatically, the campaign will run, and mass email will be sent to the customer, or SMS will be sent to the customer. Whatever feature you have been integrated with, it will happen within C4C. No need to go every time and do those activities. And from that, automatically lead can also be generated within the system. That is also another added advantage. And you will get an automatic inbuilt report. It shows that what the campaign ran and from which campaign which lead has came into picture and what is the source of that campaign. That is also another automation feature. So I will now take you to the system, how it looks like. You will understand. Can you see this system? Guys, can you see?
Yes,
Is that
sir.
visible? Now see, this is the URL. When you launch. Now see, this is how the dashboard looks like. Reports which you can create in C4C. These are all standard dashboards which can be created and can be framed. You can change the dashboard if you want this dashboard to be if you want this dashboard to be viewed in a different mode, that can also be done within C4C. So it's very good application to view the dashboards and reports. You see, you can segregate on basis of different selection parameters. All this will get changed. Huh? So this is how the dashboard is prepared and created. So if you see, if I log into the some different account, I will show you the how it looks like. The home screen. And this screen is a Fiori based. Okay. So whatever application we are opening, it is all Fiori based. So you can see the daily work, how many tasks are there, how many lead is created, how many opportunities created. So these styles are standard. Your upcoming activities, tasks, if you're having a deal, then what are the deal finders? See how the reports and metrics look like. What is the lead conversion rate? What is the pipeline? What is the win rate? What is the performance? So entire thing is very much visible in and well created within C4C. Here you will get a notification. Whenever there is something happens and the particular person has been tagged, the notification will be here. From notification, you can go directly to that particular transactions or wherever it is. You can subscribe to the email, so automatically if the notification comes, it will also come to your email. If you don't want, it will be removed from here. And these are all work centers for. Is there any questions to this screen? If no, then I'll go to the how the I mentioned just the screen looks like. So here how the products, there is no such T code within the C4. Okay, it is all navigation based. You have to go here, navigate and go and look at the account. So it is all navigation based. There is no such T code. You can go and view the account by clicking. These are all URL linked. So all the accounts, the link will be available and you can view the link while clicking on that. And entire information of that particular account will be seen to you.
And one question here, and these are accounts you are showing, no? The accounts means the customers in the S4 level,
Correct.
the or otherwise contact person.
Yeah, account has a contact person, so either account or contact person you can have.
Okay, in that case, are you going to maintain this? Suppose where you are going to maintain the customers? I mean, either of C4 level or S4 level.
See, it depends on the process which you are designing, right? If there is an implementation, there is a process, and if there is a pre-sales activity which is a front ending, and you gather any information within C4C first, you in the sense the sales people. So they want to create a customer within C4C and then replicate to S4. There can be another way around. If S4 has already the data, client wants that S4 to be a source for truth, and they want the customer to be created in S4 and then move to C4C, that is also possible. But mostly,
hello, Mr. Deepak.
yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Deepak, I mean, a quick question here, which maybe which is around master data itself. So the thing is, see now when you teach us, it's good to know the way you're telling everything introductory part. But being into SAP, I have a quick questions around integration with the C4. That is also very much required along with the local box. So now, for example, when we have org model in the backend, maybe you can consider CRM on premise or ECC org model is already there. We want to distribute that org model from that box to this box. So what my expectation from you as a teacher is, like, suppose if I enroll for your course, is that you will just say, hey, these are the prerequisites on both sides, at middleware, CPI, these are the prerequisites. So you will show us at least from this box point of view, that number, range, distribution, division, configuration, basic in the fine tuning, and the scoping if there is. Point one. Point two, at the CPI level, what you need, which web service for that IDOC structure to service structure, and then you shoot it from there, at least a one org unit, and show us the distribution here. So I understand that needs integrated systems. I understand, but at least we are not beginners in the SAP. We are at the senior consultant and above levels, right? So every company expects from us to perform that level of work, right? So if I'm learning this within a local box, it's like a 50% value addition. We need from end to end, whatever we can see, at least you can give us some perspective, like, hey, like this things you have to do in backend, and then you distribute your org model from there to here. Or we can try to see one, at least if you have your company, whatever the test end. So that level of work, you being so experienced, so some sort of expectation, Deepak, is that side from our side, yeah, that level.
Okay.
So if
Coming
you
to
can
your
give a
point.
perspective while teaching that level, it's very good for us. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. See, whatever integration activity is required, what are the prerequisites which you told earlier, scoping, fine tuning, and other settings, either in S4HANA, what settings you need to do. I can explain that. I will tell you that definitely it will be the part. Coming to the integration piece, I have an integration client environment. Okay. But tell me one thing, can you expose client system to the training as per company
Yeah,
security also, because you are
no,
working for a
no,
company?
that is true. That is
Cannot,
true.
right?
I did not. No. Like, see, I understand what you say is right, absolutely right. But what happens is locally in the box, it's like if I'm CRM consultant on premise 10 years plus, I will do everything within 1 month, I myself. But why I'm coming to a class, because I want to learn within very short span of time and understand more of from the outer world from point of view. Hey, how I will do this, because that is expectation from us within our companies. That, hey,
You're
we
true.
already have it, just get this here. That is what they say in
No,
the company. Yeah, tell me. Yeah, tell
no,
me.
no. You're true. You're true. I'm not saying you are not right. A company has those kind of expectation as well. Okay. Now, what I will suggest, in a training, you will get the steps and everything to be done. When you go for a project, and if you follow those area which has been taught to you, this will definitely, you can do those things. And when you try doing this will happen. Because integration is not one person work, it will have two people work, and rather if require three people work. How? One, you need to have a C4C consultant in place. Second, integrating with the backend system, if CPI required, then CPI consultant should be available. Third, if there is an integration with ECC and S4, there are some ECC S4 work need to be done, and we don't have an access to do that, you need to have an S4 or ECC consultant required at that time to integrate. So for these applications to be integrated, three people minimum required if they don't have an access. Otherwise, two people need to be there to integrate. Or one people can do the integration if one people has an understanding both C4C, CPI, and S4HANA or ECC.
Yeah, okay,
So
Deepak,
it is
I got it. Yeah.
right. So as per C4C perspective, prerequisite, whatever you need to do an activity that can be taught to you, and you do that because it is very important to have an integration piece in place. Parallelly, I will also tell you about S4HANA because they don't want to have a dependency on ECC or S4HANA people. Then what are the activity you need to perform in S4HANA to have this integration executed? This will also help you to do these activities.
Okay,
But
I got
yes,
it.
in
Okay.
S4HANA, I don't have an access of S4HANA system because I'm not working in S4HANA anymore. So I will explain you the T codes and everything, what to be done.
Okay, at least
That
you
you
will
will
give a
understand.
perspective, like for this functionality end-to-end in a functional scenario. These are, if the systems are connected, that's always the first step. Then you have to take this so and so config in all these three systems.
Correct.
So
I
you will
know
show in
from where
C4.
you are coming from. I know from where you came. In SAP CRM, when you integrate with ECC or any other application, there are 13 to 14 steps fixed one. Okay, you can go to 14 steps. You can create, and the integration happens within the system. You don't require any middleware. CRM has a middleware inbuilt.
Yeah, but that is
Okay.
true. But then we do have some steps at middleware level, right? You know that,
So
right?
13 to 13 steps, there are fixed 13 steps. I was a CRM consultant. I know that I did an implementation and
Mhm.
integration also with multiple
Mhm.
applications. So there are fixed 13 steps which you need to perform to get tightly integrated, and then you have a different code for initial load and other
Customizing load
each
initial.
and
Yeah.
everything.
Okay.
All
So
those loads you have.
yeah. So Deepak, the point is because we see, if we invest in some course, it's not only money, right? It's a time also every day, right? So we want to understand the scope of teachings, from your side, so that we
Correct.
also be prepared. Hey, this is the Deepak is going to cover such and such topics. If I want more than this, I have to go to CPI consultant. So that's what I'm trying to.
Correct. Correct. That will be definitely explained you. You will understand that this is what the end point of C4C. From here, CPI activity starts. So
Yeah,
this
I mean,
it
if you
will
give
be
a perspective, we are happy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
definitely,
Deepak.
definitely. It is a part of course. See, I'm telling you, it's not your curiosity, your understanding. When I was during a learning my phase for C4C, I was having the similar kind of question. I was also very much anxious to know because I need to deliver the project within the organization. There's a lot of expectation at that time. I'm talking about 2013, right? So it is coming to everybody, not only you, everyone. And I'll tell you about that. I have started this teaching from the year 2016, and I have done around 42 batches throughout globally, not only in India, globally. And most of the people are working in C4C, still connected. They have an issue. We have a one-time discussion. Doesn't mean that I am very much expert in C4C area. No, I know what I did. I know what it can be explained and what you can deliver. I may learn
Okay.
from you because you have some other experience too. But yes, I can give you the perspective, give you the pillar that you can stand to that position, and you can start delivering the project. That too can be
Yeah,
done.
sure. That is what Deepak we wanted to just understand. And Deepak,
Yeah.
one more quick question. So you are going to cover sales and service as a part of this 1.5 month course?
Yeah, what I'm going to cover, I have a course content with which I will
Yeah.
share with you, which covers the sales pieces, which cover the service, that is service ticket management, which is a bigger and important one. It covers the administrator part.
Mhm.
It covers the authorizations and report and analytics part.
Analytics. Okay.
So you
Reporting.
will
Okay. Mhm.
so how the reporting will be created. These reports I shown you, right? So how you can
Yeah.
create, it's a standard procedure, not a big one, and then
Yeah.
you can apply your thought process and you can design as per how the design would be.
Correct.
Like
Correct.
we design one, right? It is your
Yeah.
process. I will
Yeah.
here as a tutor. My role is to guide you how to reach to that level that you can start implementing the project. After that, defining, fine tuning your experience, your knowledge to have a further modification better than any other applications, that is your activity. That is, you require a learning and additional things to do those activities. So I'm just setting a clear perspective about the tutor and duty and my responsibility. Okay. So I will make you in such a position you can go and implement the project. Clear?
Yeah, Deepak, I
Anything?
mean, fine. I mean, yeah, I mean, so just before we get into the course, we wanted to kind of,
No, no, good, good, good. See,
understand. Yeah.
always question is well accepted and appreciated. Because whatever doubt, whatever question you can ask here, because when enrolled, this means I am stuck, right? I cannot come out now. I have invested some amount. So don't want that. Before investing, have a lot of questions, have understanding, and then go for an investment. Not only in the course, anywhere. That's the reason I always ask, clear, do you have any questions? Then please ask. So Praveen, ready? Do you have anything?
So Deepak, it is very basic thing for me. I came from the SD background, and I have the understanding about inquiry quotations and all, but there are some new terminologies in the CRM perspective as well. like what is meant by lead, what is meant by opportunity, how it is creating. So those basic part also we are going to cover, or what it is.
Sure. See,
I
how
mean,
I
I
will
mean,
teach.
to be
I'll tell you.
honest, if you ask me about the CRM knowledge, it will be very minimal. Okay, so from that perspective, because I heard like C4C is not only the CRM box, right? It is having the multiple things in that C4C, right? So to at least to understand what is meant by, to start with, I need to understand what is meant by lead, what is meant by opportunities, what is meant by this campaign. Obviously, we are having the campaign terms in the SD module as well, but to start with, I need to have this understanding. So we also going to explain that one, or what it will be.
Definitely, Praveen. I will explain you. See, as long as whatever experience you are carrying with, either you have 10 plus experience, 15 plus experience, or 20 plus experience. I have taught the people who is around 20 plus experience also. I taught the people who is going to retire and in US and start to do their own consulting business in C4C. So whoever it may be, I will start like you are starting from a scratch. You don't know SAP, you don't know C4C, you don't know anything. So I will try to explain each and every information which I can at that period of time, so that it will give you a basic idea, and make sure this session will always an interactive. Try to make it interactive. If you're not understanding, immediately ask. Though it may take some time, but I will try to explain you. But it should be within the time frame only. Any additional question, you can note it down, jot it down. Next session, we can have more interaction with it. Question will give you more clarity. No questions means I will understand you are clear.
Thanks, Deepak. I got answer for my question, and during the one of our colleague is discussing with you about the integration perspective. So I mean, what I can summarize is like what we are expecting is a kind of live session where we can see this kind of integration. But as I understood from your answer, that there is a restriction of the obviously accesses, and there is authorizations, and there are multiple things. Is this a correct understanding?
See, normally what uh, was the ask earlier, that they want to see the real-time integration happens from SD. If customer replication happens, how it comes to C4C, and from C4C how it goes to S4 HANA. Now what I suggested, I have a client application, okay, client system. When I open the client system and when I show you that, it will breach the client security and information, right? I cannot expose client data to the external environment. Are you getting me? This system is a dummy system. Whatever information is there, it is all created one, all hypothetical, not real time. Okay, the data is not real time. But when I show you the client system, the data will be a real time. And as per client and company nomination, we cannot expose client system to any environment. It is confidential. So whatever thing the integration piece to be explained, I will explain you within the system, though it is not integrated. But when you go to a real time, if you do the same activity, it will be the same way. If you go and read the book or integration guide or anything, it will be the same.
Okay, thanks, Deepak.
Clear? Anything else? So, Srihari, anything else from your side? Any questions?
No, no, Deepak, no.
Good. So I think that's all. I think I just want to end it. There is no such other to be demoed. Or do you want to know anything else in terms of C4C questions or anything? Then please let me know.
So the content
Deepak,
which has been shared, yeah, yeah, please go ahead.
no, go ahead, brother. No worries. Go ahead.
Okay, so the content which has been shared is I mean it's a topic contents only. So inside the content, I mean which are the subtopics are there? If you can share Deepak that those as well, it will be helpful.
This content you are talking about?
I think Pallavi has shared one content which is a part of this
Course
course, right?
content.
So
Course content.
yeah,
Excel
course
sheet.
content. So just expecting which are the subtopics under those main topics. So if you can share those, it will be also helpful.
Okay. Subtopics. I don't know which one it has been shared. I'll show you. Just give me a second. Sorry. I'm sharing my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah, we can see. Yeah.
So this is what the course contain. So these are the important topics, and beside this, these are subtopics. So what are the things I'm going to cover will be mentioned here.
So Deepak, in this we are going to have the organization structure or something kind like that as well, or how it is?
Definitely, organizational structure will be there.
It is there on the top. Yeah. So
See,
Okay,
yeah.
organization management. Okay, okay.
okay, so it will be there. I think this will be shared by Pallavi to you, and you can go through this.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Deepak. So if you start a course, then what will be the timings like? Indian timings.
See, I'll tell you frankly, I prefer weekend. Why? Because weekdays I'm really stuck
Yeah.
because there is
So
no
so
such time.
which time or weekends you prefer? Your Indian time.
Indian time, mostly I think it will be good if morning would be there, like 10 o'clock in the morning, 10 to 12, or evening. Because why I'm not preferring evening, there would be a lot of other activities might be there in evening. Or if you are doing in evening, then go with a late evening from 9 o'clock or 9:30.
So both days you plan to Saturday and Sunday around 9:30 10 morning, right?
If this would be good, I think that is uh, better for everybody, because you will have an entire day to plan your other journey, right?
All right. So when you are beginning a course, brother.
It's all depend on Pallavi and all when they can start. I already have a one guy to whom I'm training, just started today only. Okay,
So
so this will be
Faisal,
a
we are sitting
second
here.
session for them.
We'll let Pallavi know very soon, within one day maybe, our status, like we are joining and whatever, all those, right? So
Yeah. Whatever it may, just frame. I just told Pallavi also to frame a batch so that we can have a, and see why I prefer to have a batch, not just because I have an additional requirement for that and income will be there. Not that. The experience is you will have a batch, you will have a different level of people involved there. A lot of questions will be there which will help you to understand more about the system, right? because whatever I will teach, it will be one way. What you are understanding and what you will ask the question will also help other people to understand, okay, this may be the question and this may be the answer to this particular question, right? So it is
Okay.
always an interactive and good one. Okay. Anything else? Mahendra,
Yeah.
Shreyari,
No, we are good, brother. We are good. Yeah. So we'll let like to Pallavi our status. Yeah.
great, great. Sure.
One last question. Maybe
Thank you. Yeah.
it is very
Yeah.
silly. Okay. Can you I mean can we call C4C and hybrid commerce both are same?
No, 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 no.
Not at all.
We can't call MM and SD same, right? Or FI and
Correct.
MM same. See, similar in this. E-commerce is separately altogether a different application. And e-commerce doesn't have one skill, right? E-commerce need to have a lot of skill. You need to be more inclined to Sparketus, AngularJS. You should know lot many other applications than you are confined to an e-commerce consultant. And in one lifespan, we cannot learn more than 2 to 3 applications, to define that. So whenever there is an e-commerce implementation, it is like we are implementing an elephant in an organization. Very big. And that too, you require a lot of skilled people. 5 to 10 people you require minimum in a different skill to have that implementation in place. Otherwise, very small requirement or something, 1 to 2 people can be done. But when it's a big application, minimum 10 different level of people, different technology within the e-commerce. So if somebody teaches e-commerce and if you learn that, you will only learn the one part of that. Clear?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
tight.
If there is, okay, great. If there is no other questions, can we wrap it up?
Sure, Deepak, and thank you so much for your time and for this demo. Appreciate.
All right. Deepak, thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Praveen. Thanks, Srihari. Thank you very much for support.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
guys. Thank you, Deepak, for wonderful session. And thank you all, guys.
Thank you, Pallavi. Appreciate it. Thank you. Bye bye.
you.
Bye
Bye
Yes,
bye.
bye.
Pallavi. Bye.
Bye bye.